Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, April 11th meeting for the Olauloa Neighborhood Board. My name is Chair Pandemia Tonga. I will be starting us off. Before we begin with our agenda for today, let's go over the rules of speaking. To ensure the maximum opportunity for all attendees to be heard, the following guidelines will apply. Those during the meeting are reminded to mute their microphone. Anyone wishing to speak is asked to type their question in the chat box or raise their hand using the raise hand function in the online meeting platform, which is indicated by a hand, or unmute yourself at the appropriate time as indicated by the chair. If accessing the meeting using your phone and you have a comment, indicate this by pressing the symbol *9. This will show the chair that the person calling from the number wishes to speak. To mute or unmute your phone, press *6. Please wait until recognized by the chair to begin. All comments, concerns, or questions shall be 2 minutes or less. To help all attendees have the opportunity to hear presentations and comments, please place your device on mute until you would like to speak. When you're recognized, unmute yourself and make your comments. Please note the board may take action on any agenda item as required by state sunshine law, HRS 92. Specific issues not on this agenda cannot be voted on unless added to the agenda. 2/3 vote, 5 for this 9-member board is needed to add an item to the agenda, but items may not be added if there are of major importance and will significantly affect a number of people. With that, we will begin with our monthly reports from HFD. HFD is present. Please proceed. I do not see anyone online.
HFD is
Right there.
Okay, please proceed.
okay. You guys can hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Just sharing the statistics for the last month, which would be March from HFD. We had 0 structure fires, 1 wildland fire, 0 nuisance fires, 0 cooking fires, and 4 activated alarms. We also had 48 medical emergencies, 5 motor vehicle collisions, 1 ocean rescue, and 1 hazardous materials incident. The fire safety tip for the month has to do with evacuation planning. Have an emergency preparedness plan ready in case of an environmental emergency, fire, or natural disaster. Know 2 ways out of your home and consider the route you will take if you need to evacuate from your neighborhood due to an emergency. Leave early enough to avoid being caught in a fire by smoke or road congestion. Establish a predetermined location, such as a well-prepared neighbor or relative's house, a low-risk area, or a shelter or evacuation center. The last tip is to take your emergency supply kit containing your family and pets' necessary items. That's it for HFD, unless anyone has any questions for us.
Question for HFD. Board members, please proceed. We'll go board members first.
Hi, I'm Lorraine. My question is, last month we had, for February, we had 35 medical emergencies. This month I noticed 48. That's quite a jump. And we did increase our motor vehicles by 1. Do the speed bumps have anything to do with any of this that you have seen? At least for the motor vehicle.
So your question is, have the speed bumps increased the number of contributed to the increase in motor vehicle collisions this month from the month before? Yeah. Yeah, as far as all the alarms that I've been here on shift for responding to, and we also talk to the other shifts, we compare notes and talk about the alarms. We haven't noticed none of these motor vehicle collisions were attributed to or caused by the speed bumps.
Thank you.
Okay, questions from other board members? Okay, questions from board members online? Okay, we'll go to questions from members of the public in person.
See, 2 seconds.
About the one vehicle accidents, actually, maybe this with the Remington police. For one of the reports, there's a petition out to get them. One person on the petition reported she has seen 10 hits and has dealt with 10 just at Molly, I'm sorry, Cakellas. So maybe they weren't bad enough to require the fire department to come, but yeah, there have been an increase in accidents.
What was the question? I'm sorry, some of the sound was broken up. I don't think I heard the entire question.
Comment. There have been parts of an increase as many as 10 accidents by Cakellas due to speed bumps in this last month since I've been there.
We didn't respond to 10.
It's not a question.
Well, if the fire department didn't have to respond to these, then maybe the police department can answer. Okay, thank you.
Did you catch that comment? Just want to make. Testing, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What I can say is some car accidents, if they're minor enough, HFD does not respond to all accidents. So if it's a minor enough accident, maybe just PD might have responded to it.
Okay, thank you. There is a comment in the chat about we probably need to compare HPD and HDS report, HFD's report. So thank you. Any other questions from members of the public in person? All right. How about members of the public online? Does anyone have any comments? Okay, hearing and seeing none, thank you very much. Look forward to the next month. Okay, we'll move down the list. HPD, see you online. Please proceed with your report.
Evening, I'm Officer Jared Atkins of District 4 Community Policing Team. The stats for March are there were 5 motor vehicle thefts in March versus 6 the previous month. There were 7 burglaries in March versus 6 the previous month. There were 15 thefts in March versus 13 the previous month. There was 1 car break-in versus 7 the previous month. There were 0 robberies in March versus 1 the previous month. And then compared to last year, there was 2 more motor vehicle thefts this year. There were 4 more burglaries this year. There were 3 more thefts last year. And there were 9 more car break-ins last year. And the robberies stayed the same. And I can take any questions or concerns.
Thank you. Neighbor, board members, questions for HPD? Okay, please proceed.
I have to pick this up.
Oh, wait.
I'm just curious to answer this, but do those incidents happen primarily in one location or another?
That's spread across from all the way from Kualoa all the way up to Wailae Beach Park. So almost to or past Kahuku, past Turtle Bay. So it's spread out all over.
Is it olauloa district? I didn't understand all those names. Is this just olauloa?
Yes, correct.
To Kahuku?
All those stats are in Sector 4, which is all olauloa. And our Sector 4 consists of from Kualoa, basically the surf gate, all the way to Wailae Beach Park, past Turtle Bay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions from board in person? Okay, questions from board members online? Okay, questions from board, members of the community in person? Okay, yes, please proceed.
I want to know if you have reports of accidents, one was fender bender type things, I believe, with Keller Park because of bumps. One person that has petition online to get them out of there. One person that petition said they have witnessed 10. So are you guys getting called about this or not?
I'm sorry, it's broken up. I don't know if the board chair could relay that. I think that's the only one that's really clear online.
Sure, no problem. So same question as the West folks to HFD. Basically, there's a petition out with the speed humps. One of the petitioners has written out that they witnessed that at least 10 minor accidents that have happened in front of their homes, possibly due to the speed humps. And so we are wondering, HFD said they didn't get any types of those reports, but you folks, HPD has received those types of reports, accidents, minor yet could be affected because of the speed humps.
Still a little broken up. I think you're asking about the specific motor vehicle accidents related to speed humps, and is there a specific area
Cocolodillo?
in front of Cocolodillo?
That's
I'd have
correct.
to give, so you're looking at how many accidents occurred in the Cocololio area, if they're
Yes.
related to the speed humps. I'd have to look that up. I can bring that back to you at the next meeting.
Okay, yes, that would be some valuable data that we were looking into. Are there any other questions from members of the public in person? Okay. Sure, go right ahead, Morgan.
Thank you, Officer. I'm wondering if there's any program, I'm wondering if there's a program to monitor the relationship of accidents and speed bumps on an ongoing basis, and if that's being reported out to the public. Who's collecting that data? Is that something that you're looking at?
I mean, I don't think we do studies on that. I'd have to get back to you on that. I'm pretty sure that would be the Department of Transportation that would do that. I mean, of course, we go to all accidents, so we have we have those report numbers whenever someone reports an accident. So we would know how many accidents are occurring in the area, whether we're passing that on to DOT or not. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to find out and get back to you.
It seems like a pretty simple algorithm of just correlating the frequency of accidents in particular areas with the speed bumps. It doesn't sound like something we would need the UH or some evaluator to handle. So but I think that would be a relatively simple metric to share with the public, because if it's not the case, then that's important to know.
Yeah,
Okay, so
we can definitely look up what's occurring in the area and let you know.
Thank you.
Yep.
thank you. Any questions from members of the public here in person? Okay, any questions from members of the public online? Okay, please note in the chat, Dr. Tusi is having trouble getting into the.
There's a password on the MB28.
Okay, yeah, can we check this in the chat? Okay. All right. Just make sure I get on. Okay, I don't see any hands up or anybody unmuting themselves. So thank you very much. We look forward to your report next month. Okay, with that, we'll move to United States Army, which is here in person. We'll try that microphone and hopefully don't break up too much.
Use my command voice. Maybe that'll help.
There you go.
First Class Greg, representing the 25th Infantry Division and U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii. Three topics I want to talk about tonight. The April Job Fair. U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii is holding the next one on the 18th of this month, and it's going to be at the Honolulu Airport Hotel, starting at 8:30 a.m., going until 2 p.m. That's open to the public. There's going to be job offers and provisional hiring the day of the job fair. You can go to HIMWR.com ahead of time. to download applications or get advanced information on those things. Of course, walk-ins are welcome. If you do want to walk in, we recommend bringing 2 references, proof of ID, social security card, resume, or the application. The April training advisory for Oahu was published on April 1st. You can find that on the Garrison's website. Some of the major things to note from that are that there's going to be small arms blank fire happening through tomorrow, and then again the 21st through the 30th, daytime only. Aviation training on the 18th and 19th, daytime only. And then on Schofield Barracks, artillery and mortar training is going to be happening through tomorrow, and then again on the 23rd and 25th. That'll be both day and night live fires. There's also going to be a demolitions training happening on the 19th. That's daytime only. And multi-purpose range complex live fire for mine clearing training is going to be happening on the 26th through the 28th. If you'd like to get on a mailing list, you can just send an email to usa.hawaii.com/rel or you can also call the community concern line. It's 808-67-1528. Finally, prescribed burns are going to start on Schofield Barracks starting on the 15th. So that's Monday. It's going to go all the way through Saturday, the 20th. Going to be happening at the training range complex. These prescribed burns are one of the most effective tools in managing the spread of wildfires and enhances the protection of endangered plants and animals by reducing vegetative ground fuels that would otherwise be consumed by wildfire. The Army has received approval from the Hawaii State Department of Health's Clean Air Branch and has coordinated with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to ensure all state, federal, and Army requirements are met. Personnel and assets from the Army are supporting the prescribed burns, such as firefighters, aviators, engineers, range and safety natural and cultural resource specialists, explosive ordnance disposal personnel, law enforcement personnel, and public affairs personnel too. Operations will only take place during daylight hours, and Army wildland firefighters will remain on site each night to monitor the area. Again, for any questions, you can call that concern line, 808-787-1528, or you can send an email to you@army.mil, pending any of your questions.
All right. Questions from board members in person? Okay. Go ahead. Please proceed.
Okay. So I see that there's going to be a meeting tomorrow at the VLNR, and it's about the U.S. Army asking the state to determine the market value of militarized lands in Pohakuloa, Mahua, Kahuku, and Kawailoa, Poamoho. We're wondering if you could expound on what will be happening tomorrow in this meeting.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to expound on that. I don't have the right sort of information. I wouldn't be qualified to give you that knowledge right now. But I can take the question back and get some more information, be able to report back later.
Yeah, we're just concerned because we've been having representatives come from the Army, and they've been planning on this, and we're just wondering why it hasn't been brought up in any of our meetings.
Okay. I will absolutely make sure that the folks that are working at garrison level affairs and all these other entities are tracking your questions and get some information as fast as I can.
Questions from board members in person? I did have one question. So there was an email sent, and I believe all the board has received that from Anson. So there is a North Community Engagement on April 30th. Is that correct? Are you aware of that?
Yep.
Wow. Colonel Stephen McGonagall, from the U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii Corps, invite you to a North Community Engagement. The engagement will enable the command community has expressed concern and requested updates on. It will allow community representatives to address any issues. That was forwarded to the board, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Barbara, I'll have that invitation If not, it's in the Google Drive.
I don't have to answer that question. Is that specific to olauloa or is it fine?
It's community engagement. So it could be island-wide, it could be just the north of the island. Check your emails. And I noticed, Anson, you kind of run up your often old email list as well. So check if you guys got it, because that's a key,
Okay.
which is fine, That's why I'm bringing it up here.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it, give it to him. It's like Stephanie was on the list and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So we might have used an old email list, but that's a big one for all of us. We probably shouldn't be attending. But we'll definitely be in attendance, so. Okay, thank you. But yeah, if,
Absolutely, and if it's okay, I'll stop by and see you right before I leave tonight. Make sure I write down where where the statement from, so I get my people looking at the same thing you're looking at. Well,
I don't think that got those in.
Okay, I'll just resend it.
Okay.
okay, well, we'll move on. Any other questions from the board members in person? Okay, we're looking for board members online. Okay, moving forward. Any questions from the military, from members of the community? Please come up to the mic or scoot over and.
I was just wondering about prescribed burn. How many acres you guys are burning? And how proximity close to it, if it's like a roadway or highway close to the proximity of prescribed burn?
great questions. I don't have a number of acreage that they're looking to do prescribed burn on, nor have I seen a map for the area. We've got all different sorts of personnel involved in the planning to make sure that whatever potential problems there might be are actually mitigated.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me please proceed.
I'm going to piggyback on Nina's comment. So we just got wind of this last evening and the meeting is happening tomorrow. So we just wanted to relay concerns about transparency because like Nina said, we've been communicating with Mike Donnelly about the lease, the military lease that is going to be expiring soon. And I believe this hearing is about the land that will be expiring up there. So it would be important for us to know what is the intention of this bill or hearing, or what the military is asking, how this is going to change. And we would appreciate Kahuku being apprised of all these different things related to the land lease up in Kahuku.
Okay, thank you for that additional context.
Okay, any other questions from members of the public in person? Okay, members of the public online, any questions for the Army? And board member Tusi has joined us. All right. Any comments from members of the public online? There is a comment in the chat, just FYI, almost all military leases are up for renewal in 2027. You're right to question now and keep doing this, so. Okay, with that, thank you very much for your report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, filling up vacancies. Neighborhood assistant to review the filing of vacancy procedures, so we get residents interested in filing a vacant board seat must bring current proof of residency to the board meeting or contact. First, District 2 vacancy. What is the, just to review everything?
So whenever someone wants to volunteer for the board to fill in a vacancy, they would mostly just come up, explain why they want to join in, and then we proceed to questioning from the board. And then after that, when we get to the voting period, of course, we do a roll call. So when I call your name, you say the last name or the first name of the person that you're voting for. So yeah.
There's no nomination, right? Just.
Oh, yeah, sorry. For nominations, just one person needs to nominate. So just nominate a second, and then they'll be good.
Okay, and any persons present here that would like to fill the sub-district 1 vacancy, Kahuku? If so, please make yourself known.
Oh, yes, me.
Okay, please. What was the question? Why do you like to serve all of that?
Am I doing my
Sure.
Aloha, my name is Sunny Bunga, and I'm here with the desire to serve alongside with you.
One is cool, two is like.
With a background in social work, I'm really passionate about for the vulnerable and for the community at large. As somebody who is closely connected to Kudu, which is a vital part of the olauloa, I understand that the intricacies of our neighborhood and community and the challenges that we as well as the opportunities. And having advocated for various projects in Kudu, such as the pool and the rec center, shade trees and flood mitigation plans. I worked alongside many members here on the board and appreciated their knowledge and their support. And I feel that this would be a great opportunity to work alongside with you to better our olauloa. So thank you for your consideration for your time.
Thank you. Are there any other questions in public, in person that would like to run for this seat? Great. Do we have anyone online? Okay. Members that have volunteered to step to the plate to represent Subdistrict 1. Are there any nominations? Okay, for another passing nomination. Okay. Are there any other nominations? All right, here in seeing none, we will proceed with the roll call. Okay, and we'll just go down the list, and down the road.
Yes.
No, I'll say your name and you can say the last name of the person that you're voting for. Okay.
Okay, we'll down the list. Here's the list. I guess it's alphabetical order. So Dr. Tusi, please unmute yourself, say your name and who you want to vote for.
You might not have heard her name.
Sunny.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. Dr. Tusi, are you able to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Sorry, my audio is not working.
Okay, no. Test. Can you hear me now? Testing. Test.
We can hear you too, see? Is there headphones plugged into your computer?
Okay. Hi, aloha everyone. Sorry, we just had some technical difficulties. We had a part that overheated, so we are looking into that. Dr. Tusi, can you hear me?
Can you?
If
Hello.
you can hear me, give a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So Dr. Tusi, if you want, what we can do is we're voting a roll call vote.
Oh, there.
Can you hear me now? Testing, 1, 2.
Can you hear us?
Testing.
Yep.
Testing.
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. We just need you for the roll call vote to elect Sunny Uma to fill the Kahuku seat. Roll call vote to elect Sunny Uma to fill the Kahuku seat. We just need you to say your name and the name of the person who wants to elect. Will everyone hear that? Okay. Test.
Yeah, he could hear you.
Test. Okay, if you can hear me now, shut off your mic. So, Dr. Tusi, I just need you to vote. We have Sunny Unga nominated.
Okay, wait.
Okay, we just need you to vote and have Sunny Unga, if you could say her name and that you vote for her for the Kahuku Subdistrict 1 seat. If you can just do that. Thank you.
Yes, affirmative. Can you hear me? Hola.
Okay, you good? Okay,
Okay, who's on the list?
This is Michael Epp, and I nominate or elect or whatever Sunny will do.
Okay.
Cassie.
I'm on Selena and I nominate Sunny Uma.
Yeah. Greer.
Okay, Sunny, go ahead.
Hi,
Say your name.
Can you say her name as well, please, for the record?
this is Sunny Greer, Sub-District 5. I vote aye. This will be the second Sunny on the Olauloa Neighborhood Board.
Put it.
If
Kelly.
Yes, this is Dottie Kelly voting for Sunny Unga.
Lorraine.
This is Lorraine Unga.
Carlson. Wait, is she gone?
Carlson is absent.
Okay,
Excuse.
excuse. And Pane.
Chairman Tonga votes aye for Sunny Unga to fill the Kahuku Subdistrict 1 seat.
Okay. She is now part of the Subdistrict 1. She fills it in. So.
Okay, perfect. Okay, shall we do the other ones first and then do the swearing?
Yeah, and then I have to look at your ID just to verify.
Okay, moving on in our agenda to the nominations to fill the vacancies for Subdistrict 2, which is like, yeah, we have 2 vacancies. Do we have anyone in person that would like to fill those seats? If so, please stand up and make your way to the front and do your introduction. Sure, that's perfect.
My name is Carol Miller, and I'm with the Bahia Community Association. I'm also a community council for Bahia. I work with the community, not only to Bahia, but all of Olauloa. And the reason I wanted to become, I worked on the neighborhood board before, and I thought that maybe the next generation to take over. So I gladly have, but you know, sometimes when you leave the vacancy open, it worries me because we have no one to represent our community, and it's very important. That's how important it is with the neighborhood board. It's important. And so I felt it was important enough for me, even if I have 2,000 things to do, I felt that this was very important for me. So we wanted to hear that and say, hope everybody say yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you, Alfred. Come to the front. Oh, we wouldn't do this.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alfred Bailey. I am a resident of Bahia.
Can you step a little bit forward just for the camera? Thank
I'm
you.
a resident of Bahia for about 7 years. My wife is born and raised in Bahia, born and raised in Bahia. My father-in-law has been here since the 50s and their family before him. So and I have the time. I'm retired. I was working in cybersecurity for the last 20 plus years and want to give back. Want to take a look at the problems that are afflicting our community and make sure voices are heard. I also have a background in cybersecurity, which is a lot of problem solving. So looking to apply problem solving into figuring out ways that we can make our community better and safer in any way that I can. So,
Perfect. Thank you very much. Is there any other persons any other committee members in person or online that would like to run for this second sub-district Laie seat? Oh, down the list. All right, here didn't see none. Okay. Board members, do we have any nominations to fill sub-district 2?
I would nominate Kumukelf. Yeah,
Okay.
an honor.
All right, thank you.
I second the motion.
Okay, only the second, thank you.
I nominate Albert. Maybe you did first. I did it. We don't have to second, right?
Yeah, we don't need a second.
Nominate Albert.
All right.
Albert.
Oh, wait, so whose motion? Who?
Well, she did it first. I think.
No nominations. All right, here seeing none, we will now move on to voting. We'll start with Dr. Tusi. You are the first name on the list. Let's try this again. We have 2 nominations for sub-district 2. We have Miller and Alfred D. I want to say Alfred Griggs, but Alfred D.
We vote for both at the same time?
Kelly, you want to do one at a time?
Oh, yeah, we can do one at a time.
Okay, we'll do Kevin Miller first. Dr. Tusi, the floor is yours.
Can he hear?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I vote for Antikilla.
Okay. Michael?
I vote for Kumu and Killa.
Okay. Passy?
I vote for Auntie Helen Miller.
Okay. Greer?
Yes, I vote for Auntie Kella.
Okay. Donnie?
I vote for Auntie Kella. This is Dottie.
Okay. Lorraine?
Yes, for Miller.
Carlson? And Pan Campani.
Yes, Chair votes aye for Kevin Miller.
Okay. Now she's part of the sub-district 2. Yeah, we'll go over it later. Works.
Okay, moving on to the next race. So this is for Alfred Lee to fill the second seat for sub-district 2. Dr. Tusi.
Excuse me?
Yes, we're going to the second election for Alfred Lee for sub-district 2.
Yes. I
Yes, for
support it.
Alfred. Okay.
Michael?
This is Michael Epp, and I support Alfred Lee for sub-district 2.
Passy?
I vote for Alfred.
Okay. Greer?
Sunny Greer, I support Alfred Liu.
Okay. Kelly?
Kelly, I support Alfred.
Lorraine?
Lorraine, I support Alfred.
And Pani.
Chair Maratona votes aye for Alfred Lee.
Okay. Now I will do the.
Okay, we will take a 5-minute recess to apply the oath of office to our three board members. How about a round of applause for
I know what you. This hungry girl. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So that carries over.
Yeah.
I did not want to read
Yeah.
Cat passionate report.
I saw
It was just mayor's,
Message.
message. It was long and,
Yeah,
yes.
that's not good.
Yes, anybody could read, it's just, it was just this.
Right.
Okay. The constitution.
But I was like, no.
Tell them to make copies.
But if anyone would like to read it, Google say, and it'll be there.
Yes, yes. She's on maternity.
And she just,
Yeah.
They changed the whole department. It was
yeah, the whole department got that. It's so different now. I was like, congratulations, like that.
Is she still in?
We're still there.
Okay.
Still running. I don't know. I'll find out.
The second in command, whoever that.
I'll find out who it is. Yeah, I mean, I see them next week, so. I'll find out.
Paperwork. I'll just give,
I noticed
the,
that Connie's on for Matt.
Yes.
The other Johnson.
Like Tony did, right?
Right? Never, they've never gotten back to us. So.
Mm. What are you gonna say?
No, I emailed you, Sunny, and Atalina, the Army garrison. Yes. Cause you got it, yeah?
I did, and I showed Catalina notes, so she.
So I just forwarded it.
Perfect,
I mean, if it comes to the chair, I'm just gonna forward it to the board.
yeah.
Forward it. Forward this to.
I try to read before, when, whatever we get.
I'm always behind on emails.
No, so I try, that day, I try to read. I
I-
don't have a reading,
I
because I
can't
get
keep
caught
up.
off guard, so many
It's
times.
like, I just hired a new person full time. I just hired a new person full time, which is wonderful. But I've got to do.
And now you can vote.
It's not baggy, 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 baggy. Unbelievable.
It's Dava.
Oh, Zaba, that's right.
Yeah, it's him. It's him. It's him. And he's doing great. It's gonna be wonderful. But, it took some time.
Yeah, it does.
Guess that's for that.
He's gonna be a game changer.
I'm
He's great.
sure.
Connie got her other job, right?
Yeah, she had that job when she left. And she had been offered that job 3 months before she left. Because they ready to actually sign.
Hey, everybody ready? I'm back here. Okay. So now that we've taken care of that, and notice there's adoption of rules that I'm gonna see at that part. Yes. So there is a typo, board members, there's a typo on the agenda regarding adoption of rules for tonight's meeting only. That was a carryover from last month's DOT one. So I'm going to skip that part and move straight into government reports. Is there any objection from the board to that?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move into government reports, which is 3 minutes per speaker. As priorly mentioned, Mayor Rick Langiardi, Representative Kat, was not able to make it. She did send the mayor, which is very long. So please read at your leisure. If you guys would like to read it, it is in the Google Doc drive for our meeting, so please review that. And we will move on to Councilmember Matt Wire. I believe Leitani is online. So Leitani, please proceed with your report.
Remember Matt. So update.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Leitani, you're a little choppy and breaking up a little bit.
Let me turn on video. Will make a difference.
Sure.
Is this any better? If I with the video
Yes.
off.
Yes,
Okay.
please proceed.
Great. So last month at City Council, we honored Tamara King, Public Librarian and Branch Manager at Kahuku Public and School Library. Along with their dedicated staff and volunteers, Tamara provides books, equipment, and educational experiences for the community for Keiki Tukupuna. She started the Battle of the Books program, which just held its 6th annual competition at Turtle Bay Resort last week. So we mahalo her for all of her hard work and contributions to the community. moving on to a few community concerns regarding Hauula Community Park. The Department of Parks and Recreation has reported they've renovated the infield and is adding new soil and cylinders, and that the mowing crew has addressed the grassy areas. I believe Kelly also had fielded some calls about Pu'uluana Street in Kahuku, which was a private road with a city easement on it, but it was conveyed to the city in 2017. There were complaints about folks parking all kapakahi all over the place on the unimproved road areas, and so we put in a request for no parking signage, and that request is still pending. HPD did cite 4 cars parked in that area when they went out there. Last month, there was a question about city services for homeless in olauloa. So the city program core is currently working on hiring more staff to accommodate various regions other than the urban core area of Oahu, and they are currently on a skeleton crew. So hoping to have more support for them in the future. There was also a question last month regarding HPD Safe and Sound and whether that program could be brought into Ko'olauloa. And so we're still pending a response from HPD on that. Another HPD related question last month was requesting more officers for Ko'olauloa, and HPD does continue to work on recruitment efforts since they're sort of hurting all over the place for more officers. Finally, there was issues regarding illegal short-term rental and potentially illegal buildings on parcel Real Hawaii Experiences, I believe. We did route this over to the Department of Planning and Permitting. We are waiting a response from them on this issue. There was also, I guess, a question last month about illegal fireworks at a property adjacent to that property. And I believe Kelly at our office is waiting to hear from the complainant with more information on this issue so that she can follow up. That's all that I have, but happy to field questions or comments.
Thank you. Questions from board members in person? Okay, board member Posse, please proceed.
Hi, Latanya. My name's Atsalina. I'm wondering if there is any city and county land that can be used for a kauhale in Ko'olauloa. And if we could have a meeting about it, because we have a houseless issue here. It's not only a house issue, it's a mental health and it's a substance use problem as well. But we would like to have a space for this population within our community. I'd like to bring it to the table for the entire Ko'olauloa to discuss and to agree upon where would be the best space to service this population. Mahalo.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'll bring that up with council member. I will note that if you're looking for kauhale specifically, I'm not sure if that would be the state's prerogative. I don't know if they've partnered with the city to put kauhale on city property. But in terms of just homelessness generally and having city or government space to use to address that issue, I will bring that up with the council member.
Mahalo.
Cool. Other questions from board members? All right, moving to questions from board members online. Okay, seeing and hearing none, we'll move to questions from members of the public in person. No? Okay, members of the public online. Okay, thank you very much. That was short and sweet. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Okay, moving on to our agenda. House Representative Giotto Kuda or staffer. I believe there was a memo sent. I'll take a look. So I believe there was a memo sent. Double check with my emails to make sure it's put into the Google Drive. Moving on, Governor's Representative Crystal Yaona. Okay, I do not see her online. let's just make a note of that for Gov's office. Thank you. And moving on in our agenda to State Senator Brenton Awa. I believe someone might be here.
Hi.
Online. Yes, hi, please proceed.
Hi, good evening, Chair and members of the Law Neighborhood Board. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. My name is Elizabeth Tatofi Tavake, and I'm here to present this month's report on behalf of Senator Awa. I'd like to start by addressing some concerns that were raised during our last meeting. I believe Board Member Chalina brought up the issue of our houseless community and inquired about the possibility of establishing a kauhale in the neighborhood, as she had mentioned earlier. I believe Senator Awa had reached out to Atenita directly, but I can update the board and community as well. We agree that the kauhale concept is a great step towards the right direction. It would require collaborative effort between the public and the private sectors. This would begin with identifying a suitable location within the community and pretty much gauging the support of local residents, but specifically the residents around the area where the kauhale would be established. Once this groundwork is laid, the information can then be transferred over to our office, Senator Awa's office, or John Mizuno's office, who oversees the homeless initiatives for the governor. Next up, there was a concern regarding the illegal vacation rentals, as mentioned from the city. Situation across from PCC, Senator Awa had previously interviewed a tenant from one of the properties there before he became senator. This tenant unfortunately, has since moved out of that property, but it appears that the illegal short-term rentals continue to operate in the area. With additional homes, we learned, being converted to illegal short-term rentals. We've escalated this matter to the Department of Planning and Permitting for a thorough investigation, and we will update the board and the community once we receive an update. On the legislative front of short-term rentals, Senator Awa has supported two major bills, House Bill 1838 and Senate Bill 2919, which are progressing through conference hearings next week. These bills, as Representative Quinlan noted last month, offer substantial solutions to our community's illegal short-term rentals challenges. But that concludes my report for tonight. I welcome any questions or concerns from the board or the community that I can relate back to Senator Awa. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Questions from board members in person? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Questions from board members online? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Questions from members of the public in person? All right, my questions from members of the public online. All right, hearing and seeing none. Thank you very much. Appreciate your report. Look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you so much. See you next month.
Okay, moving on the agenda, State House Representative Sean Quinlan, or staffer. Do we have anyone online for our Representative Quinlan? All right, let me just make a note of that. Yeah, that concludes our government report section. We'll move on to our presentations for tonight. First up, as you know, 8 minutes limit. There's an 8-minute limit on for presentation. We'll first hear from Oahu Pentathlon, Sarah Mayo.
Yes, my name's Matt Curran.
Oh, okay, sorry, Matt.
Yeah, no, you're good. So Sarah's the founder of the race. I'm the athlete director. Real quick, Payne, do you have the app that you could?
I will just pull it up. Yeah, I can put that.
Send a follow.
You did. It was like a PNG, right? Here it is. Okay, let me put that up. Oh.
So I'll be quick, and then Dottie and Lorraine, we took your advice last year and it's still the same thing. So I'll kind of get to that, but it's basically just having the HPD officer there at the just kind of at the transition, and we're going to do the same thing. There were 0 issues or anything last year and minimal traffic. So I hope you all felt the same. I'll kind of get to that. So everybody's on here.
We can't show. It's not showing up.
Okay, well, I'll be as descriptive as I can, so I can be respectful of everybody's time. Thanks for having me. My name is Matt Kern. I'm the athlete director of the Oahu Pentathlon. This is our third year putting on the race. And the race this year is going to be held August 3rd, which is a Saturday, and it's a 24-hour race. And yeah, absolutely possible. The portion of the race that passes through this neighborhood is the transition from the kayak to the first bike portion. So to give those some context, the race is a swim 2.5 mile swim in Olauloa Bay, and then they run all the way up to Olauloa Ranch. They're going to get in the water at that beach park on a kayak, and they are going to then paddle all the way to Clissold's beach, and then the transition point here is from Clissold's and then basically out onto the Kamehameha Highway. So that main transition point there was the main question last year that you guys had. Permit applications have been submitted to DOBAR and DLNR for Clissold's access as well as the city and county transportation services. Contacts for those were Bruce Schwartz, Tina Lee, and Daniel Whiteman. The time athletes will pass through this is between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. So at most, there's only going to be about 30 to 40 people at this transition. But really, they're not crossing the street. They're really on the beach there. And there's 200 athletes in total, but again, only about 30 or 40 at a time. And that includes volunteers, over the course of 6 hours. So if you spread out athletes throughout 6 hours, it's not really a lot of foot traffic going through there. But again, there was requests last year to have HPD, which we're going to do. We are not requesting any cones or change of traffic or change of parking. Athletes will be expected to go with the flow of traffic once heading out on the bike, and will obey all traffic laws. Last year, you all requested us to have HPD to supervise the initial crossing for volunteers that will basically be transporting some minor equipment. We've planned to follow that same recommendation and get HPD officers to supervise, that request and that portion of the race. Yep, it's really.
Okay, thank you. Questions from board members?
August 3rd, it's a Saturday. And for this particular piece of the race, it'd be roughly from 11 a.m. to max 5:30. But once the athletes pass through here, all volunteers will then follow them. It's a race around the island, so we're not keeping any equipment there. So.
Helps. Sorry, other questions from board members in person? Okay, questions
for everybody.
Hang on, questions from board members online? Okay, questions from members of the public in person? Okay, and the last one, questions from members of the public online. Catherine. Huh? Catherine. Okay, Catherine, please proceed with your question.
I'll proceed it with a statement, sir. You're aware that you said that they go with the flow of traffic, the bicycles. I'm going to counter with they will determine the flow of traffic on Kamehameha Highway. All right, I wish to correct you on that point. And that means they will control the traffic on that day, which is a weekend. And we have a lot of traffic as it is. So I would ask, are you also going to do adequate advertising, including those electric signs telling people that this is going to occur, so that please don't travel on the highway if you don't wish to be frustrated? Will you be doing that kind of advanced support for the public who will be impacted by this race?
So last year we were putting up signs just along that bus stop there, just kind of advertising that we have the race going on. But as far as the large, extra cones or large traffic signs saying that there's a race going on, no, we will not. We did not plan to, have that amount of publicity to the race.
I would comment as a member of the public who has lived up here for over a quarter of a century and has watched the traffic get worse, an increasing number of people wishing to use our coastline for their yayas, for want of a better general term. And that you ought to have planned for such. It will impact the people up here. It will frustrate people on this day, and it will not have everybody appreciate your athleticism as you might wish. Thank you for hearing what I have to say.
Thank you.
I just have one question. Any accidents or anything happened from the last race? Any injuries?
Minor scratches from like the water portion, from the water, but not like up to out of the ordinary.
Well, thank you. Any other questions?
So you're taking the transition of bike and Cliffsville neighborhood shore.
Yes, and so once they hit Canada Point, so they're gonna go all the way up, probably 30 miles to Canada Point.
So you're going all that.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had packs of cyclists on the weekends that kind of ride through and you have to, drivers have to kind of navigate around them. That gets stalled a little bit, just for a bit, it depends if there's a shoulder for them to ride on. There are parts where there are. But I think it, for the transition point, that's kind of, that's inviting, so, you're saying that you guys didn't have any issues from a transition point, I guess. It doesn't sound like a major, you're saying 6 hours, increase of 30 to 40 people time, or over the course of an hour. It's not a constant flow of 30 to 40 people, 5 minutes to 10 minutes. It's over large.
Yeah, and so as far as the 30, 40 people, I'm saying like on the actual beach. Yeah, so all athletes, because we're starting at 6 a.m., it's going to be pretty spread out. So you like as far as foot traffic, people at that crossing there, you won't see 30 people. You'll see.
No, I understand.
Yeah, okay.
I was just thinking like in terms of practice, if I would divide up 200 racers over, 200 participants or athletes over the course of 6 hours, it's 30 to 40 over the course of an hour, right? Which, no.
Okay, we'll go to Board Member Passy then.
You guys know that we have 14 speed bumps from,
No, I haven't.
from Cliffles all the way to Kumu. So that's right on the road. But we also have a bike path. I'm not sure if you guys are like where your route is, but
So some athletes did use the bike path, and then others did use,
The road.
stayed on the side of the road there.
so now we have a lot of speed bumps.
Yeah, okay.
And I just want to make a comment, and that's that I really do think we need to figure out how to structure the roads so that bikes and these types of things are safe. I don't think we should always just capitulate to a car-dominated culture. And I think this type of thing actually reminds us how much work we need to do to actually create safer streets and much more variable ways for people to do transport. And so I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for reminding us of that.
No, as a cyclist, someone that loves to do it, I would love to.
Sorry, just a quick question. Oh, sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, the speed bumps, a lot of the road work along our side, there's been some repaving of the roads, but on that North Shore side, there's some holes along. There's some big potholes, yeah. So just be careful.
It shouldn't be that bad. Speed bumps. It'll slow you down.
Yeah.
We're gonna try not to go from Kumu to the early one, so that's why from Kumu to Kumu and that. So yeah, it's just bumpier.
How many participants?
So we expect this year roughly 150 to 200, but as far as that's, let's just say 50, like 40 to 50 individuals that are competing, and then the other 150, you can say we're using 200 as a number, will be divided up into up to teams of 7. So 7 athletes, 1 athlete might do 4. So it's kind of close, but I just want to be transparent that 200 athletes will sign up for the race. So, appreciate it.
It's even less.
Yes, right. Perfect. Okay. Any other questions from board members? Members of the public in person? Members of the public online? Board members online? All right, here and Sam, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on in our presentations. Hawaii State Individual Time Trials Championships from Malaekahana Park. Tony Lang or whatever, please proceed.
Great. Thank you, Anson, and thank you, members of the board, and particularly Payne for inviting me to talk to you briefly for this event. This event has been going on for over 20 years, and we usually hold it in early May, which is a Sunday, so it'll be May 5th this Sunday. That's our proposal, and it's not a mass start event. It's a individual time trial, so everybody will go off in about 30-second intervals. And we expect 40 to 60 cyclists, and we're going to start early at 7 a.m. To really not impede the traffic. And the cyclists will be riding on the right side of the road of the white line to not impede traffic. And it'll be approximately 12.2 miles starting from the Malaekahana Beach Park, heading south on Kamehameha Highway, and then doing a U-turn at mile 12.2, and then coming, which is approximately Ka'ava area, and then coming back to the Malaekahana Beach Park. We are going to have orange cones at the start and at the traffic light in La'i, as well as the turnaround in Ka'ava. And we will also have signs up saying a bike race in progress. We expect the event to be over, the last cyclist to come back to Malaekahana Beach Park by 9 a.m. So we should be finished by 9 a.m. We will have 3 Honolulu Police Department officers, one at the start at the Malaekahana Beach Park, one at the La'i traffic light, and then one at the U-turn in Ka'ava to help the traffic as well. We have applied for a permit with the city and county of Honolulu, and that's kind of what the bikes will look like. So they're very aerodynamic, again, going off individually. We also have USA Cycling insurance in case there is an accident to cover any possible injuries as well. And we will have a brief ceremony at the beach park, right in the parking lot, but we'll be finished by 9:30 or so. Again, no noise or anything like that. We're trying to keep this very low key, and this is the Hawaii State time trial champions. So medals will be awarded, bronze, silver, and gold for the winners, and it'll be 5-year age increments. But again, expecting about 60 cyclists to attend. And at the start, we're going to ensure everybody parks off the street or in the beach parking lot to, again, not to clutter up the road there by the beach park on Kamehameha Highway. And again, thank you for allowing me to present. And if there are any questions, I'm willing to listen and entertain them.
Okay, please, board members, please proceed.
What are the times again? They start in the end.
We're going to start at 7 a.m. And then we should be finished by 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay. Other questions from board members in person? It is recommended you watch out for speed bumps and potholes.
Yes, thank you very much. Those speed bumps, we have done a reconnaissance of the course, and we are going to warn all the riders to be wary of those speed bumps. Thank you very much on that.
And
how many
riders do you have?
It'll probably 40 to 60 riders.
Okay. Other questions from board members? Okay, we'll move on to questions from board members online. Okay, hearing and seeing none. Questions from members of the community in person. Please go up to the mic. Thank you.
Just like the last person for the triathlon or triathlon, Are you gonna use social media just to warn the public for you guys' race?
Excuse me, did you say social media?
Yeah. Social media?
Oh,
Use-
we could, absolutely, yeah, we could send, I could work closely with Payne or Anson if there's any, platforms that you want us to use, we can certainly, give notice that we anticipate holding this on May 5th. So we can certainly do that.
I think one of them is, having a highway. Probably yours.
Will there be any road closures?
No road closures.
But it's a good place to post this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, there are Facebook groups and social media groups you probably want to advertise this on.
Okay, we can certainly do that.
Since this has been going on for such a long time, have you had any accidents while the race has been going on?
You know, I've done it about 15 times and no, because everybody's riding individually. And so there's no bumping or anything like that. We did have one person who, when they did the U-turn, slid out on the road because there was some debris. But they weren't seriously hurt, just some road rash. So we tell people to slow down. That's why we'll have monitors at the U-turn as well to slow down when they do the U-turn on Kamehameha Highway. But that was the only time I remember we had an accident, but it was minor crash.
Okay, board member.
Hi, I'm Lorraine. My question, or rather my comment, is that with the speed bumps, the drivers are trying to avoid speed bumps. And so I do feel it's a little bit more precarious than it was in the past. Because, so just please, I would suggest to your riders that they be more aware of traffic, I guess is what we're all saying.
Right. Great point. And we'll tell the riders at the speed bump, be cautious and slow down. And we also tell them, I think there are even the white dots as well on the road there. So we tell them to avoid that because they could slide out from that as well. But with the speed bumps, we'll definitely mention that again over and over at the start.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, any other questions from board members? Any other questions from board members online? Any other questions from members of the public in person? And we'll go any other persons from members of the public online. Okay, lastly, I do have a question in the chat. What about speed bumps? Are you guys taking that into account now that we have so many more on the road?
Yes, as one of the board members mentioned, we will advise the riders to be cautious of those and stay to the far right as possible and slow down when they approach the speed bumps.
Okay, thank you. And then you have a flyer that we could send out to our community organizations.
Yes, I could absolutely send you the flyer.
Perfect, thank you. All right, any other final questions? All right, hearing and seeing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
the time. Okay, that concludes our presentation portion. Now we're on to committees. We have 3 new board members. We have a list of committees here on the agenda that need to be filled, or any other committees that you feel that need to be part of the board. I will pose this question to new board members or any members here that like to chair a committee.
Are being on a committee.
Sure, we'll go board member, then perfect. Okay, and then we'll go to.
I just want to comment that I had asked to be on planning and permitting about 3 meetings ago or 4 meetings ago, but no one's contacted me. I don't know, do they have meetings or how does that work?
So the chair was now actually not there. So so by default, you could be the chair if you so choose.
No.
No.
Thank you, thank you.
Planning Assembly is a very important committee.
I realize it, but I don't have the expertise to chair it. I certainly would like to be on it to learn.
Would anybody like to serve as the chair of the planning committee? That is a. Raise your hand, somebody.
Oh, there you go.
So we have two.
All right. Well, so. Okay, so did you want to jump on there as well? We can make you co-chairs.
For the planning and,
Yes. You want to be co-chairs? You can do that.
so that means that I can't be on another committee.
So basically how, and I'll explain the committee. So committees, you can be chair of whatever committee you like to be, and basically, you choose your members. It doesn't have to be a member of the board, but members of the board can jump on committees. You can also choose members from the community. I've seen other neighborhood boards take people like for planning permit, they don't have an expert in their community, so they brought someone in from town to be on the board, to be on the committee. So you can choose whomever you want to be. All your list of members need to be vetted by the board. So whoever you choose for your committee, the board will vet them and you know, confirm them. And then basically what happens with a committee is that you guys can do your own agenda. You can call in people. It's on your own time. It's not like you have the neighborhood system. We have to do this on our own. So if I was the chair of planning permitting and I wanted to bring in DPP for, they're going to build another bridge or something, right? So I can call them in. I would have to set up the meeting. I would have to book the place, and I would have to take the notes and all of that because Anson won't be there. But I have to do the agenda, send it to Anson so that we follow sunshine law, get that out, and then we can have that meeting. And then we take notes. We send the minutes in, any actions taken. But the committees are key because a lot of the time like maybe not this meeting, but last meeting, right? We had DT come in, right? And we were worried that there's gonna be a lot of stuff. A committee can zero in and focus specifically on certain issues that are big for us. And you can do that and just go out, get the questions you need. You can just build on it. Hey, DPP came in, we didn't like the answers, we only come back. Because the committee is going to report to the board. And if the committee recommends, hey, I think we should support this project, or I think we should support this initiative. And the committee can say, hey, here's a resolution we drafted up, board. We want to put it in front of the board for everyone to accept, and then that gets sent out. So like how we did with Karuka, right? If the function permit, you could have done it at the committee level, drafted the whole thing, did it there, and then just brought it to the board. But not like we have a lot on our agenda all the time. So that's just another way, and it's good training for us board members. I know a lot of these other neighborhood boards around the island use that as a way to get people versed in sunshine law, Robert's rules. It's order, right? To those, and you gotta learn how to do that because I'm not gonna be chair forever, and I don't want to be. So somebody's gonna have to learn and step up.
Does the co-chair need to come from the board?
Chairs come from the board. If we try, vice chairs can come from the board. If we have two board members that want to serve on there, we usually do chair, co-chairs just so that they work together on it, type of a scenario. But up to you guys. You guys can hash it out if you guys want to do chair, vice chair, or chair, co-chair.
I'll just be the second chair.
So that's co-chair. Co-chair. Right? Sure. So it's a good opportunity. I think back in the day, our board has used committees to vet a lot of important stuff that comes up. So it's a tool that we can totally use. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I chair the health and human services?
Of course.
But you already were.
Honey, I was on the planning committee as a member too, so if they're going to meet, I'm on the committee.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna make sure we get all this. Okay, Lee. So do you want to be triple co-chair? Co-chairs. What?
Which one?
The planning committee. But Sunny was on the committee as a member.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I can step aside and then Sunny can co-chair Albert.
Okay, so we'll put Lee and because you'll be doing two committees, right?
Would you mind just saying who all is on planning and permitting at this point?
So planning and permitting right now, correct me if I'm right, we have Alfred and Sunny.
Yes.
Okay.
Greer.
And you.
Sunny Greer.
And okay, that's right, we're gonna differentiate now. Three and, okay, and, okay, perfect. So three, two co-chairs.
Okay.
And
You didn't want to be on planning and permitting? No, okay.
she's gonna, okay.
You wanted to be on planning and permitting? Anthony? Planning and permitting.
She's helping you.
You're health and human services, right?
She is.
Oh, Sunny, okay.
Yeah.
Did you, what, did you?
I'm the Health and Human Services.
Oh, that's right. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thanks for doing that.
Okay, and number one will be Parks and Rec. And I believe Dr. Tusi wanted resiliency, right? Well, there was resiliency.
Food security.
Food security, that's right, food security, okay,
And I'm doing community resilience and emergency preparedness.
perfect. Okay. Doesn't have a committee,
So what's that?
whatever you want. We don't have culture, we've had cultural and arts before.
Yeah. It was a
I would join your committee.
And, because she can help you.
Okay, perfect, okay. I see, okay. Okay, questions or?
I had two committees.
You can if you want. That's two.
Does anybody want to do housing?
There is housing. You don't have to have it, but it's up to you if anyone wants to jump on housing. So I am, as a chair for the neighborhood board, I am also de facto also members of all your committees. So I will be there to support you guys in your committee.
Just attach housing to human services.
Sure. Perfect, okay,
I'll be on that committee.
okay. Okay. So I'm gonna recap this real quick. So we have Climate Neighborhood Watch, that is Chair Greer. Community Resiliency Working Preparedness, Chair Dottie Bella. Food Security, Dr. Tusi is the chair. Planning and Permitting co-chairs, Alfred and Sunny with member Epps on there. We have Health and Human Services and Housing, Chair Pussy, member Miller. Anybody else want to be on Health and Human Services and Housing? Member Miller?
Yes.
Sure, okay, perfect. Okay, for Cultural Arts, we have Chair Miller, member Epps, and Pussy. Parks and Rec, we have member Una. Okay, see on there and then. Perfect. Okay. All right, we filled that on. All right. So, basically, for your committees, if you want to run an agenda, so you can start getting your board members all in place, talk with me, because we try to put the committee agenda at the same, get it out at the same time as our board agendas. Makes it easier on Anson to get it out and all of that. So it doesn't have to be, right, it doesn't have to be before, it can be after, whenever it's convenient for you folks. But remember, timing wise, any action that the committee wants to take, you have to do it at the next board meeting, yeah? So there is a process, there's a schedule, you kind of watch and plan how that goes. All right, cool.
So we can't officially have a committee meeting until we bring all of the names of the members here.
Not necessarily. You can have, it's hard to take an action, but you already have, like, for you, you have yourself, Miller, Una, and I'm on there as well. So you have 4 already. And you can show them whomever you want to bring in as well. So you have board members that you could technically take action on. Cool. Any other questions? Exciting. All right, cool. All right, look forward to reports. Okay, moving on the agenda, we'll move to section 8, public input, community announcements. I'll go with board members first in person. Please proceed.
Okay, Julio Ha'ula's announcements are, we have a breakfast this Friday and we have a Medicare specialist who is coming to answer any questions on Medicare. And that's April 12th, Friday, 9:30 to 11:30. So please come if you would like to enjoy a free breakfast and information on Medicare.
What time, Dottie?
9:30 to 11:30 here. Second announcement, April, it's online. Oh, not for the breakfast. No, I'm sorry. Listen, we have a breakfast every second Friday of the month, and we have a speaker right here. Okay, second announcement, April 27th, we have a big kidney screening day. If anybody wants kidney screening, they need to call us. Call 293-5000 and let us know if you want a kidney screening appointment. It will start at 1 and go till 4 on April 27th. My third announcement is on April 30th, we have HBD coming, and we're going to do Kapuna IDs from 1 to 4 here at the community center. That's again, April 30th, 1 to 4 here at the community center. No appointment is necessary, just come. On May 4th, we have a community event at the Resilience Hub site, 12 to 4. It's a May Day event with emergency preparedness for hurricanes. That's 12 to 4, May 4th, Saturday. Also, I just wanted to be sure if you weren't on our Hau'ula Community Association meeting this month, there was a really exciting announcement from the city and from the state that they will be running a program for houseless families at Hau'ula Homestead Road. They were putting an RFP out for people that would run that program, but that was going to happen within the next 30 to 60 days. So if you know houseless individuals, families, actually houseless families, it's a year-long program where they will help them get documents, get benefits, free housing, and it's a 4-step program and jobs. So yes.
The RFP for that, would the family specifically come from olauloa that are being serviced there?
They're going to be given priority from olauloa. And they promised that they would be working with us here at the community center on recommending people that we know in the area. So if you have any recommendations, please let us know.
I have a recommendation for the organization.
Please just give us a call. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to mention is that Hau'ula has an exciting opportunity to work with Hawaii State Energy Office, and we're going to be working with them over the next 4 years on supporting workforce development for green energy jobs. And that will be especially focused on vulnerable communities, vulnerable populations. And so if you know people, this is a free training. And so it's workforce development for a year to get green energy jobs. And so we're hoping to sign up at least 75 people a year. And those jobs trainings will be offered all over the state in every county. And they will be focusing primarily on vulnerable, low-income communities. Okay, so Hui o Hau'ula will be working with them to help get out information and promote the program through social media and in-person events around the state. So we're doing this because we want to be sure our communities are involved in this. So please let us know, give us your input on that, please. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Any other announcements from members of the public or members in person?
I will do in person. She's trying to correct me.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so there was a correction by Ella online. Registration and info 808-589-5905, not 5,000.
That's okay too.
Okay, that's okay. That's an alternative number. Got it. All right, any other announcements from members of the public, board members in person?
Question.
Sure.
He showed up on the last meeting. I was about, he didn't cover this one to research on the last meeting. So why they still planning to?
Let's follow up with that. I've been sent out to Allah and his staff were the one that set up the meeting, so we'll follow up with them. Let me see if she's still online.
Thing is the H3.
I do not see the staffer online, but I will follow up with them. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, we'll go online. Any announcements from members of the public or board members online? All right, hearing and seeing none. Okay, board members, approve the regular minutes, approval of Thursday, March 14th, 2024 meeting minutes. Motion.
I make a motion.
I have a second. Any opposition, any concerns? All right, hearing and seeing none. Chair votes aye, we're good. Next item agenda are board announcements. The next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, May 9th, 2024. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. That's a record. We have done.
It's sunny.